Taking a Walk. Welcome back to Taking a Walk. I'm Buzz Knight, and we're thrilled to have Amanda Shires join us once again. I'm so excited. Amanda's journey since her last visit has been deeply personal and transformative, culminating in her powerful new album, Nobody's Girl. Known for her heartfelt storytelling and musical vulnerability, Amanda opens up about the challenges and growth following her divorce, weaving those experiences into songs that promise both raw honesty and hope. Stay tuned through a couple minutes from our sponsors as we walk through the stories behind this compelling new chapter with a cherished guest who never fails to inspire. Hi, Amanda. It's so nice to see you again.
It's nice to be seen.
And welcome to Taking a Walk. Since we last did our episode, I asked this opening question, so you're not going to get away with avoiding it. The question is, since we call the podcast Taking a Walk, is there somebody living or dead that you would like to take a walk with, and where would you take that walk with them?
I know I said Leonard Cohen last time. I can't say the same one.
Well, I don't know why you could
You know what
not
I'd do?
say that.
I'd take a walk with James Joyce and complain about, some Ulysses and Finnegan's Wake a little and see what the response would be.
Complain.
Yeah,
What do you think he would? What would he say? What would he say?
I have no earthly idea.
That's why you would take it, right?
Exactly. Maybe we would do the whole, walk in Ireland even.
Oh, that's magical. Oh.
So, but
Well,
in modern times, not like back in, when, you know,
I think you guys would have a good conversation.
yeah, we'd probably leave either after a fist fight or after a fist fight, then a beer or a pint or something.
Congratulations on the new album, Nobody's Girl. It's described as your most personal work to date, even though I feel like all of your work is deeply personal. What inspired you to take this direction, and how did that writing process for you unfold for this time?
Well, I think I'm inspired by kind of what I'm always inspired by, what's going on in my life, but I wouldn't call it inspiration as much as needing to work through the storms in my life at the time. And the process was just the same as a process as it is when you're like not writing songs, when you're in the middle of ruin and trying to figure out how to take what pieces persist and go forward. And so, in the time that it takes and the thinking that it takes and the reflection that it takes, I think there are a lot of emotions that come with that and a lot of feelings and a lot of instances where I was trying to work through and process my grief or my life through writing about it.
And would you take breaks during that period? Would you, steamroll through a song and then take a deep breath, start painting, or do other things to, um, you know, creatively release? I mean, what is your sort of workflow process?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. The workflow is I'm kind of a slow writer because, well, that's just because that's how I am. I write slow and I edit and I revise and occasionally I'll write something fast, but sometimes when there's not enough words to describe what you're going through, that's when I take it out on the canvas. I feel like that's I do abstract painting and gestural work because there's just some things that are just either better unsaid or easier to work out on a canvas where at the end you can, you know, like it or paint over it.
Was there other stuff that was going on that you were inspired by, whether it be particular readings during that creative time, particular music by other artists during that time? Was there other stuff surrounding you as you were creating this new work?
Yes, I Maggie Smith's book, You Could Make This Place Beautiful. I was reading that book and just the beautiful way that she shared her experience and her feelings made me feel encouraged. Well, I mean, whether she knows it or not, she encouraged me to share my own experiences and what I'd been going through. There's also Glennon Doyle, We Can Do Hard Things, and I got super into a new hobby called backgammon.
Aha.
Yeah, and I'm looking for anybody I can find to play with. I just really love it. I joined the Nashville Backgammon Association, and I'm not very good yet, but I will be one day maybe.
Is there like a special card carrying membership that you get, or
I think you just kind of get to say that.
it's, well, everyone is, these days bragging about pickleball. So I think this is sounds better to me, doesn't it to you?
It does, and I tried a lot of things over the past couple of years to find things that I like to do outside of gardening and making art. And I tried pickleball, and I am like a giraffe, a baby giraffe on roller skates when I do anything like that. I mean, they just rolled their eyes a lot. They're like, "Didn't haven't you ever played tennis?" I was like, "No, there was no tennis in Lubbock, Texas."
Was there music from other artists during this creative period for Nobody's Girl that you were particularly listening to, or was it sort of, the same ebb and flow that you would always go through with music?
During this time, I put on the D'Angelo and the Vanguard Black Messiah a lot over and over. The musicianship and the sounds really, they took me somewhere else, and it's just beautiful. And I also listened to Jack White's No Name a lot, super loud, like as loud as I could turn it up. Especially that song, That's How I'm Feeling Right Now, among others. But then I listened to You Want It Darker, Leonard Cohen's work over and over because there's something beautiful about I don't know, the acceptance aspect of that record, not the mortality part. That part's beautiful, but I wasn't listening to it for that. And I also just find his voice very calming.
So, who are the folks that you collaborated on with the other musicians on Nobody's Girl?
Well, my producer friend Lawrence Rothman,
I
we
thought so. I thought he would be there.
we wrote this song "Away It Goes" together one day in LA. We were sitting around in the studio and just started making up this little chord progression, and then I wrote all the words in probably about 2 hours. So there you have one fast song for me.
And it's an amazing song.
Oh, thanks. I also worked with my longtime piano player, Peter Levin. Um, we wrote a song called Lately together, and it's on the record, Nobody's Girl. And that was a conversation we were having that day about, how checking in with each other, how are you doing? And then we decided to write a song as a conversation about our conversation. And that's how Lately was born.
I like that. I like the flow of that. That's pretty neat. What was different for you though about recording this particular album, just in terms of the technical aspects, if anything different?
There's always different things. I mean, this when I went to do my second session of recording in LA, Lawrence's air conditioner did not work, and it was the heat of summer, and it was the sweatiest I've ever been when I've recorded, and I definitely think that was difficult. You find like your little instrument slipping off your hand slip, and you're holding things slippery, and that was kind of different. And we tried some new things. We tried some new things with the fiddle. We put the fiddle through a few. We kind of made like a sample of the fiddle a little bit, and that way you could play it with the piano. I thought that was pretty fun, and then kind of make it sound less fiddly. It's nice to try new sounds when you're used to hearing it one way your whole life.
Is that one of the many things that makes it special working with Lawrence?
Yes, and another special thing about working with Lawrence is they bring a lot of energy and a lot of positivity, and super encouraging to be around. And sometimes I would say one thing that's not my favorite is that Lawrence will push me to write or record even more than I want to, and that happened this time. And in the end, it was the right thing to do, even though I kicked and fussed and I'm not easy when I get like that either. I get kind of mean, but I did it, and then I was grateful, and everything was resolved, and I needed to get to those couple of songs, even if it meant writing a couple of trash songs, and it's the process really. The time it takes is the time it takes, and I'm lucky that Lux is my best friend.
Amanda, I can't picture you being difficult in a process in the studio with Lawrence. I think you're being hard on yourself.
Get kind of stubborn, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to do that. You can't make me do something I don't want to do, you know? And then it's like a kind of like a lot of back and forth, and I finally do what they want me to do, because how could you not when you have a friendship? And I could go stand outside and stomp my feet, or I could get to it, but sometimes you have to stand outside and stomp your feet and then get to it.
But isn't some of it just playful jousting?
Yes, sometimes it is, and sometimes in the studio, when this has only happened like twice, would push me, and then I was hot and sweaty. Then it was like I'm also singing about my feelings, which is a lot of times when you're in a studio, it's the first time you've ever played the song ever. You've played it and you wrote it, and you said, "Good, did that." Well, then you go in, and then it's the first time it's already uncomfortable, and then you add the hot sweaties, and then you add the what's going on in the world. Everything feels uncomfortable. And then suddenly you're arguing about I guess you're lazy, Shires. No, I'm not.
No, but I'll bet there's a fair amount of not only jousting but laughter and good vibes as well in the studio.
Yes, there definitely, you're right. There is, because I think we tend to be able to turn anything into a joke. And that's a beautiful thing when you have jokes and inside jokes that are born out of ridiculousness.
Is there anything in particular you could share that created some belly laughter?
Definitely.
And if it's
Oh,
salty, that's okay. I don't care.
well, on the song Friend Zone, we were getting to the end of it, like I wrote it, and Lawrence wanted me to do a bunch of stuff with the ending and try a whole bunch of different things, and I didn't want to do it. I was like, I already sing the ending like I like it, and that's fine. And then when they would have me try these ideas, some of it was kind of out of my range, and that would be hysterical because it sounds a lot like caterwauling, or maybe like the sound of yowling. That song "Away It Goes" that we wrote first, because I wasn't in the studio to write a new song when I came in there. I'd already had the record done, and Lawrence said, let's just try it. Let's just try it. I think you have something else in you. I think you've got more to this, or if not, we'll know soon enough that I'm wrong." And I was like, I don't want to be here to waste my time. I want to get the record done. We've got so much to do. And in the end, it was beautiful. Belly laughs. I thought of the best one.
All right, good.
Scrap all that and throw that away. So there's this song, Peace of Mind. And the chorus is like, "Oh, I hope you like, oh, I hope you finally find you're missing peace of mind." In the beginning, I wrote, "You're missing peace of mind." And I tried to sing it, and it was pizza. "You're missing pizza of mind." That was hilarious. Pizza, like we're doing that Little Caesars commercial. That was good. That was really,
I love it.
yep. And that's pretty embarrassing. I don't know how I didn't catch that early on.
Oh,
So pe-
I'd love to hear the outtake sometime.
Missing piece of my, it's so goofy.
How do you balance vulnerability and artistry when you're sharing such personal stories through your music?
This is just how I am. I just have to be myself. And somehow I was just, born like this, or else I was, a product of my raising. I don't know the answer there, but I think when people, are open and honest with me, I feel like I learn a lot during the day, or yeah, I just feel like I learn a lot, or feel like there's a better connection with people. And it's not like I choose to be vulnerable, or a person that tends to really answer the question when you say, "How are you?" I know I should probably like sometimes say, "I'm doing great. Let's keep walking." I've just never been like that. I don't know if it's because, could be because of my granddad. Because I asked him how he was a lot, and he would always start talking about his health. And then at the end of those long conversations, he was like, "Don't ever ask an old man about his health." I don't know why, but anyway, that's just how I am. I just ramble along like I'm doing now.
It's not rambling. It's a taking a walk interview. That's what it is. Do you share in the process of creating with others outside um, your circle in the studio, such as your mom? I mean, do you share what's going on with her in the process of creating new stuff?
I do. I share with my mom probably more than I share with anybody. A lot of it is very much like how your kid wants to show you something that they're proud of, or maybe there's your child wants to, or in my case, if I'm proud of it, yes, that's one thing. But if I want her opinion on it or thoughts on it, I feel like she's always been a safe person to share things with, and we've been close and talk about everything. I'm lucky. Um, but that's about all as far as people I share it with. And I don't share like demos. On occasion, I'll listen to my own demo to make sure I like the words. But I don't listen to it at all for my own self. And I also like to share with my mom because she makes a lot of what I do possible, whether it be um, you know, making snacks or helping me with my daughter or overall like backbone support. I feel like I got a lot of my backbone and I don't know what the word for this is, but like where you feel like questions or challenging or curious about things and wanting to know how things work and why and, you know, challenging kind of norms, I guess.
Since we last we're together for the podcast, one thing that has really gone crazy out there, among many things, has been things such as Chat GPT. What's your take on AI and things like Chat GPT?
I mean, it's already here, so it's a matter of going along with it or not. Kind of like how when we got trains and horses and internet and things like that, radio, then all those things. I think that it's a bit scary when you go deep and read like how what some people are saying about the future of humanity and things like that. But I think that there are more important things in the moment. Like, yeah, keep working on that, but there are more probably important things to be thinking on than Chat GPT in as far as the here and now. I mean, it's both important, but I mean, maybe learn how to use it to help you and maybe use it to learn how to help other people, I guess. I'm not sure. But I mean, it's hard to say, oh, I don't like it because as much as I love Neil Young, I wish that, he was more cool with streaming and stuff like that.
So you're going to be hitting the road, as always. Do you love the road as much as you always have?
That's a good question. I am not sure. I haven't been on the road since October of 2023, really. I've done a couple of one-offs and I love to play live and I love to connect with folks that, feel similarly to me. And I love to, see the landscape and all that. But I also do get nervous because it's gonna be, I'm gonna bring Mercy. My mom's gonna bring Mercy out some, and it's gonna be a different scenario than it's been before. Not to say I'm not strong enough for that. I definitely am. And so I don't really know. Like I know I loved it before, so how could I not love it again? We'll see. So far, I still love it.
Different
Hard to
adjustments. You got different adjustments to make.
predict the future. Last time I was on the road, I loved it.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I still do, I don't know because I'm not on it.
Are there any genres you haven't touched that you can envision touching creatively?
I'm open to everything. Especially if somebody invited me to do something, I wouldn't just go, hop into a death metal band. Um, I would definitely need the compadre there to invite me and, you know, work something out.
A death metal band? Did you just?
Or whatever. Anything. I'll do whatever. I'll try anything 7 or 8 times.
I love hearing Amanda Shires say death metal band. There's just something. There's an irony to that. I don't know.
I mean, who doesn't want to hear a death metal fiddle?
That's right. You got that. You got that right. Are there lessons from the past year that found their way into your music, intentionally or unintentionally?
Well, I did take a jujitsu class in and I signed up for it because I was trying to figure out a way to get cuddles. And at the end of the class, I asked if next time I could just be the person they demonstrated on. And the guy said no and kicked me out. And that lesson I learned there was if you're going to sign up for a new thing to do, make sure you're there to try and do that thing.
They
What,
kicked you out, really?
well, they kind of just said it, they didn't find it as amusing as I did.
They discouraged you from attending further. How's that?
Yeah, they wanted me to like, really participate and probably get the room kind of smelled anyway. It wasn't really set up for cuddling. Other things I learned are, I guess that resilience isn't, glamorous or pretty. It's just you get your pieces and you keep on going. Also learned that I'm tougher than I think I am.
Any advice you'd give to others navigating transitions?
You don't have to figure it all out, and you don't have to figure it all out all at once, or any of it all at once. You just gotta figure out what you can and keep on. You don't have to figure it all out in one day. Take your time.
Amanda, I adore you. Thank you for being on again, taking a walk, and congrats on the new music and all the best always to you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Taking a Walk podcast. Share this and other episodes with your friends and follow us so you never miss an episode. Taking a Walk is available on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.